We are live, and today you're joining us. It is Sunday as usual. We like to do our lives on a Sunday, and today, old Jamie's back. He's finished his tour of the countryside in his silly caravan. And today we've also got a bit of a legend joined us today. He's not always on the podcast. Every now and again he pops up. The legend of tools, the legend of making very informative videos. Residual Current. Well, Mike Page is his real name. Mike, say hello, mate. What are you saying?
Hello, mate. Thank you for the very kind intro.
Yeah, but don't be all embarrassed. You know you do good stuff. I don't know why you're acting all humble. You know you do good stuff, right? Let's just have it right, okay?
I'll make a bit of content.
But tonight we're talking about tools. But we'll get to that. I've got to do the not the intro. I've just done the intro. I've got to do the sponsorship ads. So I'll start off with Verso, as usual. Electricians Pod.shop for all your things Verso. Fuse boards, sockets, switches, spurs, light fittings, whatever you need, go to electricianspod.shop and get your Verso gear. Jamie.
CHAUVIN ARNOUX are the supplier for all your power quality needs. Well, it's definitely the supplier for all my power quality needs and monitoring, because that's all they use. But yeah, if anyone is required to do any power monitoring, if you're doing some EV, PV, just don't want to do all them shitty calculations about diversity and regs that are about 5,000 years old, and you want some actual hardcore real data on what an installation is using and when it's using it and how it's using it, CHAUVIN ARNOUX can help you. Give them a shout, come through us, ring them directly, go to them on Bebo, fax them, whatever you want. They are there for all your power quality requirements. Give us a shout.
Mikey, do a read
Yes.
for your shop.
So for all your hand tool needs, tool bags, anything like that, go check out loadout.shop. There we go. For the trade, by the trade, 5-year warranty on all kit that you buy, 30-day money back guarantee on anything, even if you've opened it. If you don't like it, we'll have it back. We've also just launched a buyback guarantee as well. So with all the tool theft going on, something we wanted to do was offer, it's not much, but anything that does get nicked, you can buy back for cost from us. We'll support you with that. So yeah, nice. Shop at Loadout, we'll look after you. And yeah, we've got lots of good kit on there as well. So go check it out.
Mate, that is quite a nice thing to do, really. And it's quite a proposition, really. Like, why would you buy from anywhere else when you're offering a service like that? It's pretty special, to be fair. Yeah, well done, mate. That's Cheers. Pretty awesome.
No one else was going to do that. Guarantee. No. You won't get Jeff Bezos doing that, fucker, will you?
See, why'd you have to swear? I just stopped from swearing, and you had to swear. Because
you slugged my camera off, and I specifically asked you not to do that, didn't I?
Am I allowed to swear?
One all. You can do what you want.
You know who's got a better caravan than you? Tyson Fury. I've been watching it on Netflix.
It's not a level playing field, though, is it?
Was he on Cribs?
No, he's got a new series on Netflix. It's about the life of Tyson Fury, and he goes out in his caravan. He
wouldn't like you. He wouldn't like you, though, would he? Because you don't like caravans. Where me and him would be like that, wouldn't we? Talking about water bowsers and shit like that.
You're also a massive pussy and can't box. So he wouldn't like you, would he?
Oh, not unless he likes boxing with technical content from BS7671.
But if he had an issue with his caravan whilst on the caravan park,
he wouldn't call somebody.
No. So today we're talking about tools, but first we're going to do a bit of news. Jamie, we've got quite good news this week, haven't we?
I've got to use the news VT because if I don't, you get a bag on.
Look at that.
It's good, isn't it? Sam made that.
You've got really, really fancy since the last been on.
The thing is, some people will say to me, why'd you do that podcast with that idiot? And I go, do you know what? It's quite creative because he made that. So yeah, fair one. So this week, Mark Ellison. Yeah, I know we keep going about Mark Ellison. They tried to replace him last week, yeah? If he's not buying an EV van or fitting EV charger or doing solar or saving the fucking baby steels, yeah? In the ultimate troll towards Sam, Mark this week has gone and bought himself an electric barbecue.
Yeah, but even if that's a joke, he's still a mug for buying that shit barbecue.
I think that's his house. I think he's trolling you so hard, he's spent a monkey on a barbecue. Is a monkey in it? 500 cheese, is that right? Companies out there?
Probably for that shit barbecue. Just because.
Yeah. Is it a barbecue or is it just an air fryer on a...
No.
It's an actual barbecue.
It's got to be charcoal,
it's just like an outside oven.
That's insane.
I don't get it with this. Just generally though, on this subject, yeah. There was someone on this. This originated from you getting ripped in it by someone from was it Zappy? Was he Zappy's lot?
Yeah, no. What it was, yeah, some bellend was going, oh, I don't feel right burning coal, so I want an electric barbecue, and I was just like, that is just
it is an electric barbecue grill.
You know,
smoker.
Genuinely, right? I put it up because there's a genuine bit to this, right? Mark's done it to take the piss out of you, which I totally know I agree with you. So the other day, my battery and my solar are separate systems, and the battery was too full. And when it's at 100%, it can't quite work its life out. You know, like when you've got a full bucket and you're trying to keep it full with little drips, right? So I always say to my missus, stick the grill on, bring it down to 95%, because the grill absolutely demolishes batteries. That's got a grill in it. How is that eco-friendly? It probably uses more carbon in the process of using the electric grill element in there than it does to burn charcoal. So I'd be keen to know. You're just
talking nonsense now, because if it's using solar to power, it don't matter how much it uses, you idiot. Because it's coming from solar.
Yeah, but you're still burning energy off it that could be used for better things. So it's all down to kill us,
it's coming from the sun. So it's essentially carbon neutral because it's burning energy from the sun. That's how I know you're dumb.
But if Mark used that energy, if Mark used that energy in his van, then he would save petrol. But because he's not putting his van, he'd have to burn it anyway. So it's not offset, is it?
Not as dumb as this review. So I'm just looking at this. Yeah, look at this review. 5 stars, amazing, the best. We have not used it yet, but very impressed. How can you give it 5 stars?
That's the guy from Zappy. That's some eco warrior. I haven't used it yet, but I'm sure it's amazing because it's green. My food was lovely and raw. Whole family got food poisoning, but it was very, very green. Which brings us nicely onto the cat fight this week between the whole of the electrical industry versus MCS. So
yeah, but have you seen some people coating off the fact that MCS is getting moved? Well, yeah, some people are coating it off because they're like, oh, what about the regulations? It brings the standard up by having MCS.
The problem with MCS is, right, just in case anyone didn't know, MCS was started by the government to monitor the quality of solar installs from a paperwork perspective. Yeah. In, I think, don't quote me on this, 2019 or 2017, it got sold off. They're just a business. All they are is a business with a monopoly that want to stop Sparkies doing electrical work by making them pay money for them to tell them everything's okay. That, I think it's called what do they call it? What do the Italians call it? Don't they call it a protection racket? Well, welcome.
You can't say Italians, Jamie. You can't say Italians. It's a small subset of people who herald from the Italian continent.
Mamma mia! But it's a protection racket, just like the NIC is a protection racket. The NIC, the ECA, NAPIT are all businesses that want you to give them money so they can tell you you're okay. MCS is
quality control for MCS, where they literally just send out another spark.
I don't.
Tear
the thing with MCS. Art is under the video last week because he just paid for it. Yeah, it's an interesting video to watch. They will come and audit all your paperwork. All they're bothered about is the paperwork. They don't give a toss about the install. And then they go, oh, don't worry. If it goes bad, we'll give you money back. I've heard horror stories about MCS contractors allegedly doing shit work and MCS like that. We're not coming out. They're the ones that pay us. So they're just protection racket from allegedly. Don't sue. Well, sue me. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, so it's a cat fight this week. MCS released a scathing statement. It's on my Instagram. And then swiftly, within 24 hours later, withdrew it suddenly and pretend it didn't exist. So they put out this statement saying everyone's going to die. Baby seals will get washed on the shore of the sea. The next day, they just blanked the entire thing as if it had not been put out. So got it for the website. So yeah, that is continuing. I'm fully behind Octopus. I don't think everyone that puts in a DIY installation is going to kill themselves.
You're going to be able to feed it back into the system now, whereas before you couldn't. And now you're going to be able to do it because you can't MCS your solar installation, can you?
Do you know what's weird about mine is I know some people put these massive ones where they could feedback. I don't give any back. I give about a kilowatt a week away, so it's not worth it for me. But some people probably oversubscribe and pay it off. So yeah, it's developing. There's definitely going to be both sides throwing the toys out the prom as we continue.
Do you know what? Could Mikey look any more bored?
I'm not bored. I just have a resting bitch face. I'm sorry. I get it all the time, and I'm sorry. It's just my face.
Listen, I don't mind. You're in for it today. Both me and Jamie are in a mocking mood.
It is late as well.
I
What do you
spoke to
mean
Sam
hate?
yesterday and I was like, we're going to have fun this week because he was in a really bad mood yesterday, which means he'd be in a worse mood on Sunday.
I'm not happy today. I am miserable today. What's the next bit of news anyway?
That's it. We'll leave the other bit till later.
That's what I'm saying. Anyway, moving swiftly on to something a bit more exciting, something that people actually want to talk about, not the boring shit from MCS and Mark's shitty outdoor oven. I want to talk about tools. I love a good tool. And I have actually been buying tools quite a lot recently, but cheap Chinese ones. And some of them actually worked out quite good. But Mike is going to give us his rundown of the top 5 loadout tools.
Can we make a prediction? Shall me and you make a prediction?
Yeah, so I'd like to get I'll maybe let you know the category.
Go on.
You tell me what your favourites are.
Okay.
And then maybe you have a guess at, would you want to know what sells the best or what I think's the best based on my opinion and sales?
I want your opinion. That's all that's valuable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want that. But I was going to say, every time we do tools, the number one thing that comes back, does anyone want to guess? I've got it in my head. I would say, what do you think, Sam? The number one thing that comes back every time that Sam hates?
Ergo strip.
Ergo strip, still up there with the king of inventions, I'm afraid. But is it in there? We're going to find out.
Yeah, no, that is one of them, I'd say.
And do you know what I really respect?
Do you know what? Do you know why it's so good, right?
Oh, hang on. You used to hate it.
I hate it still. I think it's...
Oh, right, fair enough.
Right.
He hates its success. That's what it'll be.
No, I don't even hate its success. I just... The thing that winds me up about it, and we know what winds me up about it, is the fact that you got to use 2 tools to do what 1 tool can do. It's so dumb, right? Generally.
Yeah.
So I don't use it on everything.
Like you can't cut nothing with it, so you got to get a cutter out.
But boxing up FP, like have you ever done commercial fire alarm where you're stripping FP inside stock boxes or
100%.
free boxes, and you got like 100 heads to do?
It's not for everything, is it?
I just don't like it. It winds me up.
Flex, making up hundreds of light fittings. It's just quicker when you're sat there.
HO7RN, you know, the rubberized cable. Yeah. That is, I use that. I don't strip it without that now.
The cause of a small armoured, that's where they really come into their own.
And do you know what they
Tails.
did? A really nice thing they did, Nipex.
Really good.
There's a really nice thing Nipex did. Do you know what it is with the ergo strip? Do you know they did something special for?
No, why didn't you keep talking over everyone to get your point out?
The lefties.
They made a left-handed one for all the monks out there, which I thought was very nice of them. So yeah, fair play, Nipex.
But you can only imagine the markup they got on that. That must cost about £3 to make, and then they sell it for like 30 odd quid. That's why I won't buy it.
I think a lot of R&D would have went into it though.
I bet you those molds are 100 grand.
Yeah. But when you break it down, like the raw material that goes into it, it is silly. But I think they probably think about how they designed the handle and stuff. There would have been a lot of R&D.
No, it's already existed. This shit already existed.
There's none that look like their one though.
No. They took an
existing
pistol
idea and they made it a bit better. Yeah. Well, that's like anything, isn't it?
What was that? What is that company? I can't remember what it's called. There's a company that does all these like automatic strippers.
Jacari.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Jacari, and there's another one that begins with W.
Apex is automatic. While strippers are Jacari, just rebranded. They rebrand everyone's. Yeah.
Yeah.
CKs are the same. Quick wire are the same. They're all Jacari. Yeah. But I think that comes down to patenting and licensing more than anything, I think.
Yeah, it operates in a certain way that they've got the right.
If the patent's that tight, you can't just do your own version of it. You've just got to pay the license. Also, sometimes you can't do it unless you build on it or make it better. You can't get your own patent. And some of these tools, you can't reinvent the wheel. It's just that one's the one, isn't it? I think.
I do like Nipex's 5-in-1s, but they don't last 2 minutes.
See, I hate them. Are you on about the installation pliers?
Yeah, the 5-in-1s, yeah. Like
the long things that are about 4 foot long.
We sell loads of them, and like I can see the height, but personally I don't get on with them, but just because they're just cumbersome.
They're the best long nose pliers. They're the best cable strippers. They got a great cable shear on them. They're fantastic. Problem is that 1.5 and 2.5 nib that goes between the 2 holes breaks within a couple of months, nearly every time.
When I was at
3 sets.
When I worked at the college, you know, the new players, the welcome to the game players, they loved them. They all had a pair thinking they're the best things in sliced bread. When every good sparker knows, like a chef knows, a chef only has a good set of knives. You have one tool that does one job, generally snips, pliers, grips, and long noses separately. And they are great. You know, if you want to put a little bag of tools in the back of the van, you know, the screwdrivers that change heads. I've got a set of them with the screwdrivers that change heads in the back of the van. When I ain't got my tools in, so you can do a few jobs. But using them as a daily driver, it's a very expensive way to get through snips.
If you could only take one set of pliers in, then you'd run with them. But I prefer a separate set of long nose and just a pair of cutters, I think. Because also, how often do you get your combinations out? For me, you know, doing what I do, it'd be once, twice a day. As your snips are just living in your hand, aren't they?
I've got a £50 set of pliers in my toolbox that I use for cutting all around band and bedding it. That's all I use traditional pliers for. But it's nice to have them for the job in it, as opposed to.
See, what about side cutters versus croppers? I'm a croppers guy every time.
I was croppers when I've started for like the first half of my career, and I think naturally as sparks get older, you go side cutters. But
I love these.
You got a child's mind though, haven't you? So
is that what you call croppers?
Yeah.
I can't get enough of these round ones because they can strip flex stuff, and I just buy the cheapest ones off eBay, I'm afraid. Because
you know what? The cheapest ones off eBay are not as good as the CK. I hate to admit it, I've been right through this. And I'll tell you who do good. The CEF had like these luminous green ones. They're quite good.
They're Hellerman, aren't they?
Yeah,
Hellerman, that's it.
Or TTC, but it's the same company.
Do you know why I buy these off eBay? Do you know why I buy the cheapest ones off eBay? Because I lose them. I lose these all the time. So I don't buy a decent set.
Wow, forget what I was saying. I'm really spaced out today. I haven't even had any tramadols today.
You're on about you're on about croppers or side cutters.
Yeah, croppers. Right. So that's that out of the way. So what ergo strip is your number one, is it?
Nah.
Oh.
So what was so where are we? Have we started your top five?
We haven't initiated.
We just had a guess.
We're just waffling. Yeah, we just
You stop waffling, Jamie. That's all you
it's
do.
Tools, though, innit? Everyone wants to talk shop about tools, just waffle about them. It is the thing.
Yeah.
Right, go on. So we're starting number 5, shall we?
Yeah. Number 5 for me has got to be the old Boddington's screwdrivers.
So I've never had my hands on a set of
Me neither.
Screwdrivers. I just recently bought a new set of screwdrivers because they was on sale in B&Q for 20 quid.
Yeah.
Weehaw, and they're pretty good.
Yeah, I used to love Weehaws, yeah.
But compared to what, so I was using before that I was using ones from Audi for £6.99. Not joking. Not joking, which is really bad. I know. I just wanted a set that matched, and I had a load of mismatched screwdrivers, and I just screwed them all that.
Sorry, mate. I had a pod with you, Mike, and you said there's something special about them. Is it that they do? Is it that it's 4.5 mil, not 4 mil? And
so they do a 4.5 terminal, which everyone slags off because it comes in the set over the 4 mil. So everyone's like, "Oh, it's shit," because it don't come with a 4 mil. But then they all use the 4.5, and that extra half a mil is something about it. It just feels really good in all of your terminals, switches, sockets, etc. So that's nice. And then, to be honest with you, it's really hard to sell them because they're so simple. They are literally no tricks. They are just
good.
They're just a good all-round insulated screwdriver.
I thought they were a massive
point on them.
Sorry.
They used to be very reasonable price. Now they're average. So we sell them for 45 quid a set. They used to be like £32, but they've cottoned on now to the hype, I think, and also rising costs. They are made in the UK. They're insulated in the UK as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they don't market it enough. So they buy the raw materials in. Like, I won't sugarcoat that. I don't know where they get the raw...
The blades.
Yeah. I don't know where they get
no one's forging screwdrivers in the UK to be fair.
But the whole process after that, so the processing of the bits, the insulating of them, the testing of them, everything is all done in Braintree in Essex in the UK. And they don't shout about it enough. But yeah, that's...
Are they a massive mover for you? I remember you saying like you couldn't get them, or these was always sold out.
So we can now. They've just been bought out. They were doubling their capacity, which meant shutting down their factory to move elsewhere. So there was supply issues basically. But now we're back to normal with pretty much everything, and yeah, they're flying. But the screwdrivers, they're orange. They're quite a simple design. They've got this nice soft sort of grip to them, and they're just no gimmicks. There's no like fancy
solid
markings
set.
on them. There's no, the features and benefits is it's a screwdriver and it's insulated.
I'm desperately
But
trying to add a
they're solid.
website. Oh, sorry. I'm desperately trying to add a web page to the graphics so I can show the stuff you're talking about, which would be nice. But just one thing I want to say about screwdrivers, yeah, is screwdrivers aren't for life. Yeah, they're just for a Christmas. So every year you should be changing screwdrivers. There is nothing worse than going behind a spark. It's got a worn out set of screwdrivers who's chewing up every fucking head. So up here in my garage is all my old screwdrivers for opening tins of paint, fucking wedging things open. Yeah, every year, at least, sometimes every 6 months, you need to be buying a new set of screwdrivers because they wear out and they fucking chew everything up, and it pisses me off to see it.
Use them for the right things as well. Like we swap them out anyway because we're cool with it. But you know how many times someone's like, "Oh, the tip snapped," and like they've had it a year, and like, and you know, I'm looking at it and I'm like, "Mate, I use these drivers. Like, you have done something you shouldn't have. Whether it's using, doing this." An MCB terminal with like a 4mm or a 3mm like terminal.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And it's snapped, and all the insulation's chewed up, and that shouldn't be happening, should it? That's when you're clearing out hole saws and stuff like that. That's when you chew the insulation off.
What do you call a basher? A basher.
Yeah,
so the screwdriver you got for fucking using as a chisel, or this one I've got is a pokey finey tool.
Yeah.
So sharp.
That's an Audi one.
It's Draper that, but it's sharpened like a pencil, so I can poke it through ceilings to find joists. But anything like that, we refer to as a basher. After 6 months, your screwdrivers become a basher and need to get replaced because they just get full.
Yeah. See, I always have one big flathead screwdriver. Like I buy every couple of years, I buy one big flathead screwdriver, and that's my basher. That's for doing up roofing bolts and all that.
But building boats, hacking out logs, cutting down trees.
It takes, throwing into the ground, whatever you want to do.
Making earth rods out of.
Knocking some bloke out.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
Do you know what I can't bring myself to do? And you can tell me, Mike, right? I like the wearer ones. You know, the ones that come in red and yellow, or yellow and red, right? I love them. And I like the green ones where I do. These ones that they've stopped doing for some reason. I can't find these ones anymore. Why should I, for my next 6 months set of screwdrivers, why should I give the Boddingtons ones a whirl?
I think you'll find them more comfier. I love Wearer kit and I love Wearer screwdrivers. I don't find them that comfortable. I think the way you got that diamond almost profile on the handle.
Yeah.
I don't find them that comfortable, but that's preference. But I think the Boddingtons are more comfortable and I think they're more durable. And I think they're a more solid driver. I think I'm
going to get off of here and go and buy a set of Boddingtons because I'm not. Yeah, I think I just want them. I think I want them.
If you don't like them, you can send them back. We've got a 30-day guarantee, so try them out. If you don't like them,
make them keep them. You know what you want to do? If you buy a set, you don't quite like them, buy yourself a little bag. I always think about it. Buy yourself a little bag, put them in there with a set of 5-in-1 snips, and use it as your shit tool bag. You leave in the van. So if you get robbed, you don't get all your tools robbed, but you can still have a few tools to play with.
I think you'll like them. And the only people who don't, their only complaint is they're like, I bought them and I just don't see what the hype is. And it's because there isn't anything there. They're decent. Do you know what I mean? As with some of these screwdrivers,
they weren't cool enough. No one retweeted me on Instagram. I'm fucking fuming.
no one got excited about them on site, but they are just what they are. A lot of the bonnet and stuff's like that. It's just no gimmicks. People are like, the side cutters, the pliers, and I'm like, to be honest, the actual metalwork on the pliers and on the side cutters end up to scratch with Nipex and stuff like that. It's not crap, but it's not a Nipex plier.
You know that Penaz thing, that's your fault, because before you started flogging them en masse Boddington's gear, it was hard to get. Because I used to buy the things for the cutouts that block off. I used to buy them and sell them on eBay. So I used to buy them in tens because that's the minimum quantity off Boddington's. I used to flog them on eBay. Then you came along and ruined my little sign. Before you came along, they were like, "Oh, where'd you get them screwdrivers from? The Boddingtons, you can't buy them." But that's a double-edged sword, I suppose.
I think that's the thing. So like, some people just aren't impressed with them. They're just like, "What?" Like, everyone's telling me these are amazing. They're just a screwdriver, and it's like, yeah, no, that's what they are. But on the flip side, we do very well with Boddingtons, and we we didn't make it what it is. They are their own brand, and they've got their own name. But we made it consumer friendly with like electricians, because we were like, this is the stuff the DNO are using. I think some militaries use it. They export all over places, all over the world. They have they don't sell direct to consumer. They sell to like governments, organizations, and like the DNO and that.
The DNOs love them. They are the one, aren't they? Because
massive.
you can't use any tools from a DNO that aren't issued. It's a big thing.
They export them to like these other places where they're building cities and stuff like that. They'll export the tools there for contractors and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So we took them and we were like, this is what the big boys use. This is what the DNO use. It gets spec'd. You can buy it as an electrician, and you know what the average spark's like. Yeah, I'll have a bit of that. Like, I want to feel the bollocks. Do you know what I mean? So, and that's why it was cool. But then people get hold of the kit, and because it is just made to meet a spec and be hard wearing and be insulated, sometimes they're a bit like, oh well, my Nipexes have 27 different features and lights up, and how do I connect it to my phone, or whatever. As it's just like, now they're just a set of cutters. They're just
you said some military barn there. People love mil spec stuff like it's the best thing ever. Do you know what mil spec in the UK is tool wise? Genuinely, what the toolboxes are put together by a company that buy the tools to put in them. I'll get a picture because they're quite interesting to see, actually, because they're all shadow bordered, so you don't lose out. What tool supplier is mil spec?
Draper.
No way.
And all the power tools are Makita.
Really?
At the minute, all the power tools in the current operational stuff for the British Army, it's all Makita and it's all Draper. That's what's in the box.
Moving this on.
I wonder what the combat effectiveness is with Makita in your backpack.
I can't cook for a lot.
Moving on, what's number 4, big boy?
Number 4, a lot of people think
give us a hint.
Yeah, you could do your hair in it.
Do your hair in it?
Well,
I know.
You could check your teeth.
Oh, the mirror.
Yeah. I like it. I like it just because it promotes something which I hate, which is loose bus bar connections and loose terminals. You don't need to buy an insulated one for 20 quid. It'd be a smart thing to do, but you don't have to. You can get one from anywhere. It doesn't have to be a little dentist mirror either. It could be any mirror. It could be your missus' makeup mirror. Do you know what I mean? But
you wouldn't advise it though, would you?
Nah, of course not.
I'm glad you said that, because you can get them cheaper. But first I was like, what a gimmick. Then I thought, you know what? You don't know if some plastic conducts, so you could be under there. So barn insulated one, 20 quid for quarter sparkies.
And I don't use it all the time. I use it a lot less now. I used to use it when I first got it all the time. But what it does is it promotes good practice. It makes me think all the time, should I check that? Whether I just tighten it up with my hand and give it a tug so I don't have to get the mirror out, or whether I get the mirror out and have a look. It's just, I just like it.
Say that.
It makes me a better spark.
Because the other day I was at a job, like a little call out, and they was having problems on the circuit, and it was where the buzz bar was in behind.
Yeah.
So where you tighten it up, where it's meant to clamp either side, but you can do it where it clamps up behind it.
Well, when you loosen the cage, it will then clamp.
Yes, that's it.
So you could have some terminals loosened, some terminals not, and then you're none the wiser, because it's clamping when the terminals that are loosened are pushing back, but then when they pull forward, it's not.
And I only worked it out because I was I pushed on the group of MCBs, and it moved, and then the lights went and stuff like that, and I was just like, do you know what, that seems like a loose connection on the buzz bar. Turns out it was. But and I was thinking about that mirror, because I know R. Davis loves that mirror as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Thinking, that might be a good thing to have in my bag. Now I'm doing more domestic stuff, not so much.
Even like, them commercial boards where you take the cover off, it's like a 36-way 3-phase board and it's packed.
Yeah.
And you're in the top left and that, and you're putting the cable in, and it's a bit like them eating RCBOs, where they go through the pod into the MCB terminal. So it's proper long.
Yeah.
And then you're putting it in, you tighten it up, then you're tugging it, then it comes out again, and you're messing around. Like, again, you don't use it all the time, but it just promotes good. All the worst faults I've seen are loose connections at the end of the day.
Do you know, also, a lot of people will use a phone as like a mirror. Yeah. A mirror's 20 quid. A phone is 500. Yeah. So if you drop your phone, you're the twat. You could have bought a mirror.
And I just like, go on.
Did you see that thing on Instagram this week with Burn Electrical using insulation sleeving brown sleeving to cover up the terminals on the buzz bar. I was just looking at it thinking, and he's been on the podcast. He's a friend of the podcast, but I was like, that's not great.
What's that? The bits
Yeah,
that stick
on the
up.
prongs. I was just like, use thin rail blanks. What are you doing?
Some hacks like
Was the bar covered?
Yeah.
then? And
Yeah,
then it's
so
just
the bar,
covered?
so the bar was uncovered. So he had say you had a 10-way board, he had six RCBOs in, then he had 4 just poking up.
Mm.
So we put
don't use anything as
brown
insulation.
insulation over.
Built and
Yeah, that's the only thing I'll say, and I know what all the critics will say is it actually a designated insulator? Is it, is it?
I don't know. I just
I
thought that is not something I would be bragging about too tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a great effort though, and it shows that he cares. But
that is a positive side to it.
That is a positive side, but yeah, maybe not the best execution.
Do you know why I bring it up? Because this week there's been another thing on Instagram. You know Delroy the Spark?
Yeah.
You seen this?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So he put in a ring doorbell and a light next to each other on the wall.
Yeah.
And he does it's a bit of a pig's ear on the. Technically, there's nothing wrong with it, but
no, there's not.
No.
Technically, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's a bit of a pig's ear, and he's been getting an absolute bashing. And then I see someone like Byrne, who is technically very astute and very sound 9 times out of 10, comes up with that, and he's not getting bashed for it. So I wonder what that's all about.
I mean, Delroy seems like a nice bloke. I don't know him well enough to really comment, but I know it's not the first time that sort of thing's happened. And I'm not sure, I would hope not, but I'm not sure if he's doing it for the attention it creates.
No, he's not. I know his son very well. His son's one of my good mates. Marlon. And
he does a lot of the editing and stuff, doesn't he?
No, that's his other son.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think what you got to remember is on social media, and I do this myself. If you're on social media, putting your work up there, you've got to take all of it. Yeah, good or bad, you got to fucking take it. And then
like
whatever comes your way, you defend it, or you say, "Yeah, I was wrong. No, I'm right for these reasons." It's not a fucking it's not pony club, lads, ladies. Yeah, if you put it on there and you get the wrath, if there's some dickhead on TikTok saying, "Oh, you're fucking somewhere or other," like being a knob, then but. If you are generally doing stuff wrong, you have to take it. And if someone gives you advice, like if someone says, "I don't think you're really doing that right," that should be a learning curve for you.
Yeah,
but
it's
I don't get that because I'm always right, but I imagine it's hard to take. You know what I mean?
Your shit solo install.
It is shit. It is.
It's
not
like
MCS, it's gas.
Yeah. It's like comedians, isn't it? You got to be able to take. You can't go on stage or go to a comedy club and rip the shit out of everyone, and then someone has a pop at you.
Yeah,
and that's what I find with a lot of Sparkies. I used to be terrible about it sometimes, but that was more. You do feel a bit sometimes targeted and persecuted. I wouldn't care about the regs. I love it if someone's like, "There's a better way to do this," or "You're doing it wrong." I'm straight on. Backing up what I've done, looking at their side of view, and then I'll be like, "Oh, okay, maybe I am doing it wrong," and all that's fine. But sometimes you do feel a bit, persecuted. It can trigger like anxiety and that online. I get it. I'm a lot better nowadays, but some people really can't take it. And
I get a lot
if you're putting your work out there, you gotta take it.
The one I get a lot of is because I'm not. I get people who are quite technical follow me because I do a bit more control stuff. And they'll say, "Oh, you've taught that wrong." I'm like, "No, because I'm not appealing to you. I'm appealing to people that don't know what they're on about." And like the way to start explaining something is not necessarily how it actually is. You just have to dumb it down.
Mate, I was doing testing videos in 60 seconds to help apprentices.
Best videos ever.
Yeah, they're really good.
People are moaning like, "You didn't mention this," and it's like, where am I cramming that in?
It's just hook 'em. It's a hook in it. Like,
go on YouTube. There's a 25-minute video about testing bonding. I cover everything. I know I do because I covered everything. I got it checked by college tutors. I got it checked by all my mates who are electricians. We covered it all, but it's boring as fuck. They ain't gonna watch 25 minutes of that.
But here's the thing with
60 seconds.
Those 60-second videos, I still use them. So I'm not very good at testing. I've never really been in an environment where I've had to do much testing because I've been commercial. So now I'm moving over to domestic. I really try and do like get my hand on the tester, especially when I'm doing the contracting work as well. I get to get on the tester a few times now. And if I'm a little bit confused about what to do, I'll go and hit one of them 60s, because we're electricians, we've all been around testers, we know roughly how they work, even if we don't test. But if I'm getting a little bit stuck, I'll go and hit up one of them 60-second videos. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's all I need. I need 60 seconds of a lesson to trigger my memory, and that's why I think they're fantastic.
That's the only reason
Sorry.
That's the only reason I do YouTube. Like people goes, oh, you know, on the video you did about this, and they're like, oh yeah, it's gone now. And that's the only reason to put my videos on YouTube, so they're a reference to people, so it's useful for people. Not.
I thought it was just to hear your own voice.
And that, and so that to hear yours. I have made a discussion this week. I've gone widescreen this week because I realised that when I'm recording, I can turn my phone sideways and make it widescreen. So I'm getting slightly better.
Cinema, Jamie. Cinema.
Yeah, no, I didn't realise. All I've got to do is I thought I'll fucking take age to edit that. Then someone just goes, turn your fucking phone around. I was like, guy's a genius. I'll be you next.
Number 3.
Yeah. Number 3 is the Ergo.
I know
I'm
glad it's number 3 and not number 1. I have one. I got sent through one by Nipex once when I was coating them off all the time. They sent me through one to shut me up. It's okay. I use it quite a lot doing tails. It's really good for tails because it's just really good for that sort of thing. Any round cable is really good for. I don't use it for stripping cores or anything like that. You know, like when you're stripping 1.5 and 2.5, it's got the little bits on the side. For that,
never. No. Do you know what is good though?
What's that bit? Just tell them to drop that bit on the side. It's a fucking waste of time.
Probably save a few bob on the cost of the tool too. And the bit on the other end, the data stripper. I've never used that.
It don't work.
It's fucking
no. I knew you would.
Brilliant. It's brilliant. No, it's
it
really
is
good.
Perfect though. It is perfect for data. I just don't do enough of it.
You know the Nipex, the proper Nipex crimpers that have got what I would call as pencil sharpener blade in. That's designed for Cat 5. That nicks cores. The Ergo strip never ever nicks a core on a good Cat 5. And I am so much of an arsehole about data. It's unreal. The Ergo strip for data cables now. I bought another one.
A lot of people don't even know it does that. Do you know that back end? They don't realise it opens. They think it's just opens to allow pass through.
Top tip. Yeah, if you're using an Ergo strip for something like FP, because you just use one all day for FP, when it's blunt, the other blades stick it in your data bag. Then you've got a data stripper, so you can get more out of it like that. But the data tool on it is fucking fantastic.
And in the when you open it up, so there's a little bit to rest your thumb on. You know, that bit sticks out from like the barrel. Yeah. In there's another blade, isn't there?
Yeah, that
pokes up. Yeah. And have you ever got that armoured, like LSF armoured, where it's all got, and it don't strip, it all comes off in bits. It's a nightmare, yeah. So ring it with the Ergo and then put it in that other one, and it sort of scores it laterally down, like a line down it. Game changer again. Like when you'd be making
the draggy bit. That's meant for shit armoured.
Yeah, when you've got like you're in a mains room, sometimes it take you hours. You know, gaffers coming in. What are you doing? You're just like, mate, this armoured it's a nightmare. Like it's taking me 3 times the amount of time. But that makes light work of it, and again, it doesn't nick the cores.
I think that's what I didn't know that was there.
It's HO7 as well, because HO7, you don't have that funny little knife. Have you seen the funny little knife with the bit on the end?
Yeah, but I hate that. You spend more time setting it up than you do stripping, don't you? It's like you have to set the depth, and
it's a nightmare. But with that, it don't see. It's hard to argue against the Ergo strip.
But it's even got on the left-handed one. It's got the left-handed. It's got 2 reviews.
I like to call it the Spastics one. So Spastics out there, give them a
well, click on the review. Click on where it says 2 operator reviews to see what the lefties think of it. There you are. Click there. Let's see what they think.
I'm right-handed. That's what I said to them. Ergo Critics Quality. That's Reese J and Adam E.
Don't sound like your typical lefties, but
if you're listening, welcome Spastics.
Mate, what am I doing? What am I dealing with here? Right, moving swiftly on.
Just before we continue, some of my best mates are left-handed.
Yeah.
Moving on swiftly to number 2.
Number 2.
Give us a hint.
We don't. Okay. Essential for second fix. It's quite broad, but
essential. Is it the twin and earth strippers?
No, can't be.
No.
Because only. Well, mind you, do you know what? Them twin and earth strippers, I actually bought a pair for doing lights, and it made my life a lot easier. However,
What do you hate when you bowl into a room and someone's second fixed everything? It's technically done, bar maybe livening it up and testing, and you're like, what the
socket
fuck?
tester.
Before testing.
Is it a rethreader?
No, that should be on the list somewhere.
That should be on there because shit you can do with that one of them.
Yeah, maybe sixth on the list that would be. No, it's a pocket level.
Ah, you know
I'm
what?
not,
Yeah.
I'm not in that.
And who's that made by on your website as I try and navigate it?
We don't have them yet, so this is how real I am. You can see it's Stabila, but they are coming soon. Stabila, the pocket levels. Why not? Would you not
use a level as a spark, right?
Yeah.
If you have to use a level as a spark, go smack yourself, look yourself in the mirror, and look yourself deep in the eyes, and ask yourself, why are you gay? Because that is literally the shittest thing.
Not having it. I categorically disagree with you.
I've had one of those for years stuck in my van. I think they're great.
I've been an apprentice, I've been an electrician, and I've ran jobs. And one of my biggest snags, and the most time I spend fucking around, is with stuff not being level. So you can.
If you can't level up a socket, get out.
Yeah, but it's
what
not
by eye.
Yeah.
But what if the floor's out, or what if the floor's not been screeded? So you level it all to eye, and then someone comes in and screeds the floor, and then it's not to eye anymore. If you bang that on it, it takes 2 seconds, it fits in your pocket, and it costs £7. And I go into your room now, and everything's second fix level. Then
get out. Look yourself deep in the eyes and ask yourself why you're dumb.
Do you know why?
No, it's not.
I've got laser eyes. I've got laser eyes.
Yeah.
Right, let's go down there with levels. I had one of them when I used to do snagging when I was consulting stuff. I go in the room, all the screws aligned, put that on it. That's not level. Take it off. That's not level. Take it off. You get a good idea of the quality of contract straight away. Are the screws level? Is it level?
It's smaller than your phone. There's no excuse to not have one. It doesn't scratch the walls.
You don't need one.
Anyone that gets a mobile phone out, anyone that gets a mobile phone out to use it for a level needs throwing off a site on their hard drive.
They're so inaccurate. It's not necessarily for you, Sam, but how many times have you snagged wonky sockets?
He's the king of wonky sockets.
How many times have you snagged a wonky socket? Wouldn't you prefer the bloke had this in his tool bag?
Bro, I'm just telling you now, if you can't eye up a level socket, get out.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, if you can't see a thou, I'm not buying a vernier. I can see a thou.
How long do you spend eyeing stuff up then?
Mate, I just go like that, bosh.
But and what are you comparing it to?
Listen, I issue a challenge.
I could do it. Don't get me wrong. If you said level up this whole room with just using your eyes, I'd get it pretty good. I'm not saying it's not hard, but I'm just saying how much longer does it take to just slap that on top?
What? Then using your eyes?
Right, stop. I am literally going to organise you two in a room on a socket leveling contest. It's going to
whoever gets it more level.
Anyway,
it's not based on time. It's based on who gets it more level.
That's the Christmas special sorted.
Silly little level going. Oh, I'm not quite level.
Stop. The Christmas special is done.
No, because we're not all wet like that, are we? You eye it up like you do. Like you eye it up just like you do, and then you chuck the level on and go, oh yeah, that was right, or oh no, that needs to be done.
I'd sack you if you.
How else do you level?
Anyone comes onto my site with one of them sacks.
Well, I don't know what to say, and it's not done like that. It's £7.
Sam, you've sacked everyone, and can you go round and check that everything's level as well? Because
I can't.
Everything's on the piss.
But I won't be able to tell.
You're sacked too, mate.
I can't believe they got that exciting over a level, and I'm sure viewers will be leaving in droves.
I've often hated these shit levels, and someone gets out, and I just think you pedantic little prick leveling it up. Just use your eyes, man. That's what they're there for.
And then when it's wonky, what are you going to do? Why it's not? You're going to ask them why it's not level.
You're not using their eyes properly.
I'm just going to go in the chat while you continue. I'm just going to look in the chat at the feelings for this level.
Older properties look level, but listen, but it doesn't matter. Listen, if it looks level, it is level. That is the general rule, isn't it?
No, sometimes.
If it looks right, it's right. We used to listen
sometimes.
Listed buildings.
That ain't
Never
level
use a
because
level.
I couldn't be bothered to level it up.
I can tell it's pissed as fuck, mate.
It's embarrassing, isn't it?
That's why. Oh, just quickly, shout out to my good friend at Azuri Electrical. Sent me through this rather nice little present, I think.
What's yours? An Avo 7? I think I've got an Avo 9 here.
That's sick. What is it?
They're Avos,
Right,
Avo
it's a
meters.
nice little thing. You know what that's going in? My new studio that's coming very soon.
First person in the comments, tell me what Avo stands for. Go.
Right, no one cares. So levels.
Why are you on Electricians
Top two.
Podcast?
That's the
Don't
shit.
like levels.
It's number
Don't
2
like-
you could ever come out with.
Controversial this is. I'm going soon.
Mm-hmm.
Right, number 1. And first of all, that is why no one got it, because it's not essential for second fix. That's like what you do when you've got nothing left to do for the day, and you're like, "What should we do? Oh well, we can't get caught standing around."
And
No,
everything's
you're gonna-
everything's
no,
pissed as
how-
well because we've eyed it up. So we
You
better
can't
go
slag
and
the
level everything.
Is all right. You can't slag the decorators off if your sockets aren't level. It's a weapon against decorators, isn't it?
Yeah, but decorators are not even a trade, so they're below me anyway on site.
Unless they're coming with a
They're
level.
instantly peasants compared to me. Remember, electricians are the hand of God. He said, "Let there be light." We made it so. End of story.
I
Yeah,
can't believe it. He'll never settle down over this level for the next week.
no. But on the real sides, if you don't have a level, you will get mugged off. So
On
any
real
apprentice,
size.
or any apprentice listening, have a level in your bag. What do you do with trays, Sam? Do you eye that up as well?
Yeah. No, I use
Would
a
you-
laser.
Right,
Not a
yeah.
level, a laser.
Okay,
Oh, you know what?
so he's
People
rapid then. So what
People
happens?
overusing laser levels is the most of the thing. I could just use my little level, but I won't. I'm gonna go and set my fucking tripod up with my green
But if
laser
you're-
on.
Generally, if you're doing tray, yeah,
Yeah,
you've got to put up all the strut first. So
Yeah.
you've got it's going to be over a long distance. So you're going to use your laser to get
Yeah.
a nice straight line. End
so
of
you're
story.
using a leveling device of some sort, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's over a long distance. But
And when
sockets-
you're chasing, do
feedback.
you eye them up as well, or do you fire a laser round and chase all the sockets in level?
I will fire a laser round because it's multiple things.
Okay.
Do you take into account the curvature of the earth, do you? Why
You'll
not?
see, hold on, it's efficiency over whatever efficiency over nonsensity.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've snagged so many jobs about stuff not being level, and
Yeah, it's the number one thing. It's the
It's-
first thing you find out if
if-
someone's good or bad.
If you just have a level in your bag, like that snag's being eliminated at source.
You can't say snag eliminator. I think that's copyrighted.
If you've got a decent set of eyes.
Yeah,
and
but
you've
not
got-
everyone's got that, Sam. Not everyone's as great as you, are they?
Stop about levels. This is endless. There's no more level chat.
Fucking hell, we've got fucking Clark Kent.
Well done to the people in
Laser
the comments.
eyes.
Well done to the people in the
I've
comments.
got
Amos.
laser eyes. I just know when
Stop
shit's
talking
level.
about fucking levels. Jesus Christ.
It's the dumbest shit. And that's why
Yeah.
no one got it, because it's not essential for second fixing.
Oh God.
I
I'll
would
never
say
look at-
something
I'll
that's
never
more
use a
essential
level
for
again.
second fixing is your 3-5 tap. That's more essential.
Yeah, I was given an example for the tool, though. I suppose you wanted a hint as to what it is, but yeah.
He's got the ump because he
Did,
bought
did,
out.
I, did I not just say stop talking about fucking levels, lads? Come on, play the game, yeah?
Look, mate, if you want to do wonky work, just do wonky work. Like, you know what I mean?
Sounds like I don't know what the fuck you're on about. It looks right to me.
Like, how does your pod sponsor feel like that's on the piss behind you every day?
It looks on the piss because they've got a fish
I
eye
bet
camera.
do you tilt your camera so that it looks level?
Does this help? There you
Yeah,
go.
that's more like a Dutch tilt. That's more of a Dutch tilt.
Now it's straight.
And now we've got Inception.
I'm just gonna,
Right, go on. So what is the number one? This is the number one tool for you,
I'll
not
do-
from loadout, but for
Yeah,
you.
no, for me right now, that looks level, doesn't it, Sam?
that's bang on that. And it sounds looks spot on to you, know. Yep. Perfect.
Wait until you see the thumbnail. That's all I'm going to say.
Fucking- I wonder what could be on that. Anyway, let's wrap this up. Congratulations to everyone that worked out AVO is amps, volts, and ohms.
Oh, there we go. I thought about that name.
Right, go on.
Um,
Number one. Drum roll.
The number one for me is a tough built reload utility knife, and it's been out a while. We've
Are
just
you
got.
fucking joking?
Have you seen
What
it?
do you do with a knife apart from open shit with it?
Oh
A
mate,
knife?
no, yeah, no. I don't know. I like
Don't you
it.
get up? I need to see it because I love knives. I have a knife fetish, but I wouldn't have put a knife at the top of
A knife.
Of mine though. It's subjective. You're asking my opinion and then moaning about the answers I'm giving. Mike, what are your 5 favourite tools at the minute? Nah, that's a shit one. Don't agree with that. Nah, that's a shit one.
Not that it's so controversial tonight, and we're well over. Hang on, I'm looking for this. I'm typing on my computer again.
Fuck's sake.
That's hilarious though. But
I wouldn't regret asking this,
it's
but
not-
what brand is this knife made by?
Tough built.
Tough
Tough
built.
built
Stanley.
reload utility knife.
I'll tell you what though, Tough Built.
Brands.
I've always been a fan of Tough Built since I've got the knee pads. And then since I've got the knee pads, I've got the tool belt, which is fantastic, and it stands up like so.
Which one? Which one I've got?
It's tough built reload utility.
I tell you
knife.
what, I like that scraper. I must say, I
Yeah, but
do
that's a
like the look of that
scraper and a knife.
scraper. I love
That
the
one's
scraper.
sick, but the reload one's better.
Where is it? Am I blind?
It's the first one on the left.
That one there. I
Top
like that.
one.
I'm backing it. Look at that scraper. I like a good scraper.
Ooh,
Um,
it does look cool.
Wait a minute, I'll get a video up for you.
Oh, it's only
What-
18 quid. I might need one.
What makes
Here we
it
go.
better?
Because I mean, your armies, you'll like it anyway. But let me show you this video.
You can't. Are you going to show us that? You have to link it to that.
See, I do love a knife, and that does look sexy because it's got like a magazine reload, hasn't it?
Yeah, so you have different magazines for different blade types, and it
Ooh.
rechambers the blade. So you can quick release and take the blade out the end. You slide it back, it will rechamber another blade. The magazines have different numbers on the bottom, so you can have one for like carpet blades, the hook blades.
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
going to have to show this because for me, I mean, I'm not saying it's not. Your Boddington screwdriver it to me now. That's never going to show. It'll never show.
No, it's never going to show.
I'm just. What about this one? To me, that is the classic standing knife. That is the best standing knife an electrician can have.
No. Then why would you even bring that up, man?
The dolphin one. That's the one I've always used. There's one here right now. There's literally one here like now. But why should I give up on that one that I've had for years?
If I send you something on WhatsApp, will you be able to put it on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll try. Yeah.
What's that web up? for Christ's sake?
Hang on. I've sent you
it's
the
in
wrong one.
the group.
I've sent you a Zoom link. Hang on.
Yes, I can because it's opened up in. You sent me a Zoom link there.
I've sent you a Zoom link. Hang on.
But that dolphin one's my go-to for like big arm stuff because it does not the retractable one
Take
though.
that
'cause
off the screen and put the loadout one up right
I'm
now.
just
Yeah.
doing a comparison, you bumper
Right,
cart.
I've just.
Right, what's happened? Where's everyone gone?
Well, I can see you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, look at that. That is sexy. See, I love tough built stuff. They're bringing out well, they've always had bags out, but they're bringing out some of these new sexy bags. And it's very tough for me because I love Velocity and they've always been a supporter of the show. So big
Can I
shout-
share my screen?
No. What? Hang
Yeah, you
on.
can.
If you sent the link,
Yeah.
And historically, I've always loved Velocity stuff, but the tough built stuff, I love matching things as well. So having a whole set of tough built might be the way forward.
I hope it's in a home video. Oh, no, it's an iPhone. Don't worry about it. Right, I'll play this
Go
video.
full screen. Go full screen.
Don't know. There won't be any sound. For audio viewers, there's a knife in someone's hand.
Why don't you put the sound on?
So
Because you can't support that.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah. And then
That-
wait. So there's extra. There's things on the bottom, so you can say what blades you got in there, 1, 2, or 3.
oh.
No way.
You know what? For 18,
Yeah.
I put the Stanley one up to say why. And do you know what? For 18 quid, that's
Wait.
worth having as a secondary knife, isn't it?
Wait, and then it's got extra blades. You put 10 extra blades in the bottom.
For
And
audio
then-
viewers, I'll put the link of this video in the in the show notes because it's worth seeing.
And then I'll show you the rechambering in a minute.
Bosh. No.
And wait, I've got another video of the
I'm
rechambering.
going to
that-
put a link to the video in the show notes just
that
for our
when you-
audio listeners.
Is that for when you're sparking at 9 but carpet fitting at 12?
Yeah.
And just swap your blade.
That's just a very cool thing to have in your bag. You pull that out on site, and although you look like a geek, people are going to be like,
I've
"What's
got to admit, I wouldn't have come off that one, but that video has intrigued me. Fair
What
play.
you think that isn't worth
No,
Seven
I think. I mean, I put the Stanley one up, that one there, because that is like my go-to and has been for years. That's what my first boss said. And having
Oh,
seen that tough built
I can't
one, I am
stand people
intrigued
like you.
about having one. I'm intrigued about using that now. I've got to
I
admit.
can't stand people like you.
What?
I just can't. I can't. Why would you put that other one up and
To
think
do a
that
comparison.
it's in the same realm as that tough built one?
I'm not. I'm saying that's my go-to, and now I'm actually intrigued by the tough built one.
Play the
I'm
next
intrigued.
video, man. Play the next video. I'm sick of this guy. Might have to sack him.
Who runs it? Fucking hell! What have you ever on the full screen? Jesus Christ! It's all the looks, you know. Producing, one and hosting. Well, I like the little Gucci smiley face on it.
Press play then, idiot.
All right, it's fucking lagging. Honestly, what did I slave down?
So this is the blade rechambering. So this is the same knife. So I'm talking in the video. There's no audio. So I'll pop that out. That's nice. Then we're going to slide that in. And then I'm going to show you the rechambering. So if you put the blade up and then use the quick release button, like when the blade snapped or dull or whatever, you pull the blade out. I struggle a bit, but like so. And then you peel that back, send it up again, rechambers another blade. For 18 quid, are you telling me that's...
Do you know what? That is 18 quid worth of tool. That is easy. That's underpriced.
And it
The thing
looks
about that
good as
video
well.
that I will question is those trousers that you're wearing in that video are the same trousers that every creepy geezer in the woods wears.
They are
Yeah,
German
I
type
was-
2 camouflage.
I was in the woods. I got them from H&M's. I don't know what H&M are doing, flogging them, but
They're creepy geezer trousers.
I got a matching jacket as well.
Do you want to come and see my puppies? Trousers. I'm sold on that. I might have one of them. I might have
So-
all the screwdrivers.
It's
I
not
mean,
essential for people, but for me, I've made like 4 videos on that knife because I think it's sick. And
Yeah,
for
it is.
18 quid, like,
To be fair, it is. And that'll go nice in my
it'll go nice next to your level, to be fair, and it's the same color as well, so match.
I
Do
will
you know
never have
what?
one of them levels ever.
And I'll just say this because I was intrigued by it. I do actually like this scraper. Only 15
Yeah.
quid. I use the scraper quite a bit. I don't know why, but I need one of them quite often. And that's the best one of them I've ever seen.
That's not just a scraper, is it? That's a scraper knife.
Yeah, so you see the button in the middle, Jamie, with the
Yeah.
silver button. Yeah,
Oh,
so if you,
click on that.
yeah,
oh.
that it changes profile. Like
Oh,
that.
oh.
Yeah.
Well, this fucking
Thank you,
podcast
too.
cost me a fortune, didn't it? Fuck's sake.
So you send it up and it changes the orientation of the blade. Yeah, it's sick. It's good.
That's-
I just don't need a scraper enough. And then I saw the reload one and I was like, oh, that's like. take
So
the
how
money.
much? How in trouble does owning a shop get you when it comes to seeing these new things and just being like, I need to have that in my tool bag, even though you don't really need it, you need it. Do you know what I mean?
I'm lucky because like I got one of them into from the warehouse to me just to make videos on, and then they're going to end up in my tool
I think
bag.
it pays for itself. Yeah. Sweet.
So, but
They were tough built out of interest. Where have they come from?
I
US.
think they're American. They were founded in 2013, and they work with inventors and stuff like that to bring their ideas to life and innovate on tools. So they don't
Right.
just bring out a
Like
knife.
super
They
rods.
bring it. Yeah, they bring out a knife with, someone's obviously thought that scraper idea or whatever.
Yeah.
I think some of them are their own ideas as well. They started though doing like a really good tool belt system. So you leave the clips on your belt and you can
Yeah.
remove the pouches and
That's what I've
interchange
got.
it, and
Fantastic.
it clips on the tool bags. I had it as well. It's a really good system actually. Clip Tech, I think it is.
And it's got like a stand on it as well. So you take your tool pouch off, like say you're working in a cabinet or something, you can just have your tools standing up next to you. It's fantastic.
So yeah, and then they started with like that, and then now they're getting into hand tools and stuff. They're just about to drop actually a massive hand tools range for like loads of stuff. So that's going to be exciting.
Oh, that's going to be me finished then.
all in the similar sort of style. It's all very reasonably priced. So yeah, we've just got them on board with Load Out last month, and it's doing well. But yeah, I've used their bits for a while. I was surprised by the hand tools as well, to be honest. I weren't sure if what it's like. We make bags. We also do this, but
Yeah.
the quality's there. It's decent.
So I've got a top tool that I've been using, and it's not necessarily, well, it is a tool, I suppose. Super rods do
That stool, that little collapsible stool.
no, not that.
It claps the
That
feet
wouldn't
side.
take my weight. That wouldn't take my weight. But the can't remember cable reel. The cable reel. The
Oh,
the
one that lies down.
no.
The
So
one
you
that
got
fixes drums.
So you put
broken drums.
Oh,
it's got like a dish on each end and a bit of tube, and you just tighten it up over your drum.
Who do you say made it? Made
Super
it?
Rod.
Yeah, it's Niglon made the first one.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Does Super Rod just grab all the tools and just brand them as Super Rod?
Don't
And
know.
inventors and stuff.
Does
But
Super Rod make that?
It was from Super Rod. They sent it through to me years ago.
Really?
And it's the first time I've actually used it to do use it in the field, if you like. And I was using it doing first fix on domestic properties. Mate, it is fantastic. Really, really good.
Is it the quick reel?
No, it's not the quick reel. Oh, it might be.
Black. And
Yeah,
it can
yeah.
spin on itself if you put it on its side.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
it
we
is.
sell it. Yeah, we sell it. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's sold as a dispenser, but it also fixes drums. I see what you're
Has
saying.
anyone seen the one that Velocity bringing out that just seems to be? It's like a box you put a cable drum in.
Yeah, but wait a sec. We'll get to that. No, see that quick reel. It's better than actual cable jacks. In my opinion, it's better than cable jacks because it will just fling about on the floor, go wherever it goes, like in a random way. Yeah, that quick
There we
reel.
go. Found it.
That'll go wherever it wants to. But
I think what you had said, Sam, is that it will fix a drum, but also it keeps the drum together to flop around everywhere.
Yeah, and it flops around. It never gets caught up. It's just a superior thing altogether.
Yeah, see, the Niglon one is just for fixing drums. You see, this actually spins on itself.
And
when
it's
Sam rang me about it, I was
put it
like,
down the stairs the other day, and it just bounced. Honestly, and that had 3/4 of the drum.
Imagine Sam, he's pulling a cable in, the drum's dragging across the landing.
All the insulation's coming off, his copper on show, but it's like, okay.
Mate, honestly,
don't worry, love, I'll level it with my eyes.
I think one of them, any domestic Sparky wants one of them in the van, because when you break a drum, you're gonna cost you 35 quid a fuck around time.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's going to get thrown into scrap straight away. As soon as that side comes off a drum, ordinarily it goes straight.
And what's the drum of Twin and Earth cost nowadays?
About 100 quid.
Fuck, jeez. But yeah, when you explained to us, like, and then when he said it's actually for putting on a drum to drag it around, it's quite clever.
It's better than it's better than any other system I've used.
And that's your number one, is it? And
that is my number one this week. That and my
Sam's number one tool is a tool that allows him to not have to carry jacks into the job and drag cable drums along the floor.
Do you know what mine is lately? Is the folding stool. I fucking love it. I can't get enough of it.
The collapsible one, the disc.
Yeah.
I haven't got one in here. It's in the van, but I've got one in my own van and my work van, because I quite often in a panel, and just to be able to sit there, look at the drawings and just like collapse it down. It's about the size of it's about it's like a dinner plate, but about 3 inches thick, and you just twist it one way, it gets bigger, twist it over, it gets smaller, it goes anywhere in between. Absolutely.
But what is the weight limit, bruv?
I think it's about, well, I could sit on it and I'm 100 kg nearly, so it takes me on even ground. It
must just be all head.
I'm all balls, mate. The massive. Do you want to have a look? But yeah, it's brilliant. If you're ass bashing or something like that, and you're doing sockets, it's literally that. It's that line to just put it from a socket, sit there, and just do your bit, and it will hold you 1 inch off the floor to about 1.5 foot off the floor, which covers most.
Unless you're an apprentice, and then you're not sitting down.
Yeah, because your knees are going to get. You can handle your knees there, but
I don't know, man. I have one now. I have a stool now, but like, I could never sit down when I was an apprentice. I'd get something thrown at me. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I was the opposite. A guy I worked with, Harry Parry, he got bad knees, and he used to go, "Get off your fucking knees, get off your knees." I'd be like, "What do you want me to do, Harry? Lie down." He'd go, "Yeah, if you got to, lie down." And he used to.
Yeah, it sounds like a good bloke, to be fair.
Decent, but yeah, they never got.
Do you know a way of getting around that? Tough built knee pads.
The knee pads are insane. Yeah, they're all interchangeable as well. I've got a video on them coming too.
For short term, use knee pads, but that's like saying, it's better for cigarettes. Put your filters on them. You know what I mean?
No.
Eventually they get you.
What'd you say? Knee pads are smoking for the knees or something?
Kneeling, smoking for the knees.
That's it.
I don't die anymore. I've got filters on my cigarettes, so I'll be fine.
No, this is what you don't understand. Those knee pads are so good that you can kneel down all day and not have any knee issues at the end of the day.
No, what you said is you could not. I'm not saying that there's times you got to kneel, yeah, and a set of knee pads like that are great for it. What I'm saying is, you might not feel pain at the end of the day, but you are doing damage when you're kneeling.
I bet
It's
you're
the
not.
same as any RSIs. I think it's typing, writing,
I'll tell
any
you now,
repetitive thing will hurt you.
I use them all the time.
Sam's always on his knees.
Looking at sockets, see the level.
Local public toilets. What?
Good one.
But right, listen, let's wrap this up, man. It's bloody 10 to 9.
Is this a special extended edition?
I'll start charging after 9. So.
Yeah, we can't afford him, mate. We can't afford him. Right. Monday Club. No,
we're not called that anymore.
Do you know what? I'm a little bit spaced out today. I wonder what's going on. Right, Electricians Podcast. Big thank you to Mikey for jumping on. Go and check him out. Loadout.shop. Jamie, I wish he was on holiday.
Sam,
but yeah,
remember,
Electricians Podcast.
only stop the YouTube.
We out. Well, we're not, because I can't find my bloody.
Only stop the
Bye.
YouTube.